10 years ago, I was becoming someone I had no idea I had the power to be. I went to Los Angeles to study makeup effects with little to no prior experience in makeup. One of my main dreams when I was in school was to enter an international contest, mainly the Masquerade from San Diego Comic Con. I knew that over there I was actually challenging myself because I was competing with people from all over the world. The contest focused on creating an original character, so I decided to create a Disney villain like no one else had seen before. I remember I always hated those goofy mascot costumes from Disneyland, and I knew I had the potential to make something better, something with real quality. I used my free time to plan a design that could incorporate color changing features and also overlapping appliances that would allow me to emote while being on stage. So I started working on the character, translating all the basic features from the cartoon to bring Hades to real life. And of course, I wanted to add my own twisted style to it. Remember, I designed a vacuum form model and it was a blue base. And I remember that it had the ability to turn red. It was more like a purple red. I was actually never convinced by that. So I ended up using a wig like this, just adding some fibers to create the flame effect that he's got. The makeup had 3 overlapping appliances. It was the lower neck, then the chin, and then the cheekbones, which were connected to the forehead and the nose. The arms were carved in foam and then they were covered in a really beautiful 4-way stretch fabric. A lovely friend from China called Lindsay, she helped me a lot to draft all the patterns and then she guided me throughout the process because I was also not very good at sewing, so thank you, Lindsay. Then, after a successful makeup test, I submitted my application and of course I got accepted. Next came the challenge to getting to San Diego. Of course, I was broke, but luckily the school asked me to help them over to set up the booth. And then in return, I asked them if I could stay with them so that I could compete that Saturday night at the contest. The day arrived. It was Saturday and I was getting ready alone. I remember I felt a little pressure because I saw that everyone else were having like either a friend assisting them or something. But I did my best, and I do remember some kind staff helped me out to like paint behind my ears and then just zip my costume from the back. As I was finishing my makeup, something incredible happened. Someone from the room managed to call Rick Baker, a legendary makeup artist. I was doing my makeup, then I look over the mirror and there in the back, there he was, Rick Baker. I was in total shock. I had no idea what to say. I was just there, speechless. I remember that his daughter Veronica took a picture of us and they just left the room. I regret that moment every time I remember, but things happened. He left. Then it was my turn. The lights went up, they called my name, and I remember the moment I started talking, the audience was just freaking out because they thought that I was wearing a mask. But I was not. I was actually wearing full makeup prosthetics over me. And I could emote, talk. Then the lights went down and the crowd started clapping like crazy. And that was like an amazing feeling that I will never forget. Then came the awards. I had the feeling I was going to win something, but not multiple prizes. I won Best Recreation and a honorable mention. As I was walking off the stage, the press was waiting for me. The media, the newspapers, magazines, everyone wanted to know my name and hear my story. I was completely shocked. I was suddenly everywhere, over the newspapers, online. I remember some newspapers saying Comic-Con costume could turn into Hollywood costuming career. I was so proud of myself. The school was very proud. My family, everyone was very proud of myself, just like they say in the movie, from zero to hero. The world went crazy over the videos I posted from my villains because it was something that no one else had seen before. I kept making more villains and I created a new trend and a new form of cosplay. As I kept all uploading videos, I remember that comments poured like, Disney, take notes, or like, Disney, hire this guy, this is how things should be done. Come on, Disney, you can do better. Stuff like that. It was funny. I tried to enter the masquerade at D23 that same year too, but my entry got rejected because the contest is still only open to US citizens. It was a little bit discouraging, but I kept entering to other contests where that was not an issue. And I just kept winning more and more prizes. People from all over the world were creating villains just the way I did, and they were just sending me these amazing creations. You will see all these pictures. It's amazing what you guys did. I am so glad that I inspired you so much, and I'm so thankful for that. You will see all these amazing pictures. They are everywhere. They also did art with my villains. It was just an amazing feeling every time that one of you guys sent me these amazing gifts. They even did some street art. It was crazy. I became world famous for doing what I love. One time also a friend that used to work over a beauty supply in Los Angeles told me, hey, the other day some staff from Disney came with some pictures from your villains because they were looking for prosthetics similar to those. So we told them to directly contact you, and they did reach out to me, but in the end they decided to hire someone local to replicate my work, like Hades and Isma. Eventually parks like Disney started to shift away from mascots and they started using actually prosthetics on their characters. You may have seen these characters over the Oogie Boogie Bash, and I know that they use my designs and sculptures as inspiration too. So here I am 10 years later. For those who have stayed, thank you, and for everyone else, you're welcome. This was my full circle story.